land of Chindafristralia, the giant, lush, rainbow-colored trees touched heaven. Matching the rainbow-colored trees was the multicolored grass, which grew just long enough to hide the fronies, who used it to hide from the other creatures in Chindafristralia.
Fluffy clouds roamed the sky, changing from red to yellow to green to blue, and to all the colors of the rainbow each day. It was a peaceful habitat for many different species of animals who spend their days.
The Weigers were fearless hunters, sporting their orange and black coats, their long wolf-like legs and claws as sharp as knives.
The other creatures stayed away from the Weigers. The Fronies were the most fearful because they were so easily hunted.
The Pangodas used their armor of scales and their ability to go at defense. Although the vegetarian white panda fins were large in size, they still steered clear of the Weigers. Even though the white panda fans were fierce-looking with their black and white bodies and their rainbow-colored horns and tusks, they were gentle, peaceful species.
The red kangaroos were efficient at getting away from the Weigers with their superior hopping back legs. The creatures of Chindafristralia lived in peace, harmony, and balance. The Weigers prevented too many Fronies from overeating the grass, which fed the other animals. The chief of Weigers ruled over the land with fairness and generosity. All was well. On the other side of this beautiful land was cold, white, and frozen Acacia land. Acacia land was also the land of the hummingbirds who craved for warmth, beautiful life, and food. Life was not easy for the hummingbirds, though their bodies were well adapted to the white and blue land. The hearts craved for more food, for which they would not have to dive deeply into the frozen waters.
Hummingbirds were living in Acacia land for more than 93 years now. They were very fierce predators. They could transform into a human or a bird. Basically, they were shapeshifters.
The hummingbirds dive in the ocean to get their food. Their favorite fish was the green fish because it had got fat and protein. One fine day, the hummingbirds were sailing as they got to know about Chindafristralia and the lovely life there. Soon they decided to leave for the beautiful land.
The excitement was paramount to experience what it would be like to have such a life. Ranchu, the largest hummingbird, climbed to the mast and saw. He shouted in excitement, "Hey everyone! I think we are there. I can almost see the rainbow-colored trees."
As they sailed further, a warm land with a weird animal who seemed to be powerful yet peaceful came into their sight. It had a black and white body, colorful tusks, and horns. The moment the hummingbirds saw them, they knew that they have reached Chindafristralia. Ripando fans saw huge boats sailing in the waters. As they came closer to have a look, the hummingbirds greeted.
"Hey there, I am Raichu, the shapeshifter hummingbird. We've come from faraway land,"
said Raichu, extending his cold hand.
"Welcome to Chindafristralia."
Ripando friends greeted them with all of their warmth.
The hummingbirds were pleased at the extended warmth and the beauty of the land. They had to make a master plan now. The one which made them sail all across the ocean waters. The three fierce hunters went into a quiet discussion at night.
How should we hunt the animals of Chindafristralia? We should make a master plan. We should find the right time to.
We will start our journey to the mid of the jungle in the morning, but we can reach there by night.
That will be wonderful. Let's get this done.
The hummingbirds were now ready with the master plan. The next night, the forest was silent. Amidst the deep woods, hummingbirds spotted two fronies.
How delicious they look,
Said Humble.
I just can't wait to have them on my dinner table.
Don't be in a hurry.
We need to be very careful. Remember, we have to win their trust and act as their friends also. Want hunger?
Yes, you are right, my friend.
Agreed, Humcher. It wasn't long when the hummingbirds took the shape of killer birds and picked up fronties in their claws. They took the delicious soft fronties to the woods and tore them apart to feast upon them.
Hey, look at this number. It's going to keep us warm if we wrap that around ourselves.
Amparo said as he licked his sharp claw filled with blood.
And they taste delicious.
Joined Hunter. Eat quietly, don't make noise. Now we can carry on like this, and slowly we will hunt. Do join Rhino Fender's friends as well.
I can't wait to get a sniff of those fingers and pangolas. I like to tame the pets. Ha ha.
Hummingbirds were successful in their first hunt and then it became a regular act. They would act as a considerate friends in the daytime for Chindafstralia species and hunt them at night.
The creatures of Chindafristralia were baffled and extremely worried as well. The number of each species was going down considerably, where they were in perfect balance. They were just few hundred or thousand now. Chindaf, Australia was a land of friendly and peaceful people. Sudden number of creatures going missing was a cause of concern.
One evening, the leader of the land, the Vigar Charzad, called for a meeting. He wanted to discuss with his people what could be not to save them. There is something wrong. How can so many people die? Charizard began the day. Yes, sir, it is truly shocking. Granny Pichu's added to the question. Please don't mind my words. I suspect the hummingbirds.
Rai Pandov and Charizard expressed finally after controlling his fears.
What are you saying? They are so caring friendly. They always help each one of us in everything.
Pichu added his opinion.
Pichu, what he's saying is thoughtful. Before the hummingbirds came to our land, we never had any such problem.
Charizard shared his thoughts.
Right, Charizard. Have you seen how they have been become warm and healthy? They came to visit our land, but they don't want to leave.
Added the eldest and wisest Kangaroo.
Absolutely. We need to think of something. They aren't what they look like. We must keep an eye on them.
Rai Pandov and Charizard concluded. And then the Chind of Australia creatures went on with their master plan.
Once we caught them, we have to make a potion so that Raichu, the leader of the hummingbirds, can't shift his shape and he will no more be a shapeshifter.
After a pause, the kangaroo said the ingredients for the potion would be 403 grams of penda powder, one purple fish, one whole delta gel, 1 kilogram of Shalster packets, and at last we would have to mix them all at.
Also, we have to arrange a special spray machine which will splatter the potion all over Raichu when he will be trapped by us.
Later that night, they set the trap.
Look, Chair Chap said, pointing at the humbuds. The humbuds quickly dodged, trap, and ate the poor runnies. Soon they lost the hope.
We are useless, said Chirchap.
Replied, wait, if we make a feast and inject poison in the food, we might be able to hurt them.
But won't that hurt our people? Chirchap added. Then we have to only give the fish to them, said Charizard.
Later in the evening, they set the feast. Everyone called the Humbards to the gigantic feast. Humcher said, "Well, this looks scrumptious." Humble said in his dark and raspy voice, "Indeed, it does."
Charizard told everyone, since the Humbards are always so kind and generous, we all should let them have all the food to themselves. Everyone left the table except the Humbards. Humble found it a bit suspicious, but he went with it.
All the Humbards started to feast on the delicious food. After the big feast, everyone felt a bit funny. Humble told Humcher in pain, "I don't feel well."
Before Humcher could say anything, Humble fell to his death. Humcher got scared. He didn't know what had happened, so he ran to his leader. But he too had fainted. Everyone around him started to faint.
He didn't know what to do, but suddenly he felt a giant kick in his chest. Finally, he also fell to the dusty, hard ground. All the creatures of the land came out and shouted hooray, celebrated the death of the cruel Humberts, and all lived happily ever after.